Now I'm going to address what you were saying earlier on. You are obviously, from an educated, exposed family. You yourself are very well educated, and I'm sure you're exposed to a good community of liberal standards. Which has put you in this position where you have so much confidence and you can confront the individual. What would be your message?
The muscle to take him on.
You have the muscle. I mean, I compliment that. I give it great credit, and it's great to see that you can do that. What would your message be to those who are not as exposed, to those who are coming from poorer families, to those who don't have the choice because they are the only breadwinners? The father is crippled and the mother is lying she's on her deathbed, and this girl has maybe a 12-year-old brother she has to put through school. This poor girl who's from that sort of a background, unfortunately is not exposed and doesn't have the courage to deal with these situations, doesn't know how. So what would be your message to people of that nature, of that social standard?
Basically someone who cannot walk out and say, I don't need to take this.
I mean, what would be, as a woman,
firstly, I wouldn't regard myself as someone who would say my job is very dear to me, and it's just as important to me as it would be for someone who needs.
Being dear to you is one thing, but needing it to pay a bill tomorrow.
See, that it's all about priority, right? Then I'm saying is you need to earn bread for your family, you need to put food on the table, and it's your responsibility. But I'm saying in the same situation, right? Say if, for instance, if your boss is harassing you, right? Your boss is harassing you because he feels that he can intimidate you to the point where you will do nothing about it, where he's in his safety. He's in a safe place.
Let me add here. He also knows that you
are dependent on him.
Thank you.
Okay, I agree, but you're dependent on him. But see, now that is where you are letting yourself down as a woman.
Yeah, but every woman maybe that doesn't have a daddy who could eventually make a phone call and settle this for you.
It's not. My daddy won't make a phone call. My daddy would probably turn around and say, "Beta, what brought it to this situation first?"
Right.
He would question, and like anybody.
Okay.
But it's not that. It's not whether your boss will fire you. It's whether you're willing to take that stand.
Lee, my question is, again,
let me explain. What Umar's trying to tell you is what Saira mentioned earlier, that there's a lot of women who are working, who are still in the workforce, who are unexposed and uneducated, and how do they muster up the confidence to empower themselves the way you
women of lower income groups have to travel in buses. There's abuse there. Okay, they have to. They may experience. And remember this: a man staring at you or Tanya or you on a street is taken very differently by you as individuals to a girl who is not who's on that particular street just to make it to work and back. Do you get what I'm saying? She's from a social background where even that walking down the street is an ordeal. It's a big let go from the parents. Could be, we don't have a choice. You have to earn some money for us. So to that girl who's just walking down the street, who's conservative, who is not used to men looking at her, and she obviously takes the understanding of that to another extreme altogether. So this girl is walking down the street, is harassed. This girl is sitting in the bus to go home or go to work, is harassed. Okay, and again, harassment is of all different levels, where a man is just deliberately sort of rubbing you because he's pretending the bus is too packed. So you know what I'm saying? We are all fortunate enough to be able to deal with it. I'm talking about the women who are not going to go to clubs.
I think that if a woman is walking down a street and if you are, say, touched by a man, okay, and if you turn around and you say, what the hell, and you make a fuss, I'm telling you, if there are 3 men standing around, they will beat up that guy.
Exactly.
So if women do that, can't you turn it?
Let's take it from a different approach. You are a 3.
But that's a good message. Yes, that's a very good point. Take advantage of this.
हम चाहे इस मुल्क की चाहे कितनी बुराई करें, चाहे मर्दों को हम हमारे अलावा कितना बुरा भला बुरा, लेकिन एक बात है, कोई औरत अगर सड़क पे छेड़ी जाए और वो सिर्फ कह दे मुझे छेड़ा, तो उसके जिंदगी में इतने भाई नहीं बनेंगे जितने उस वक्त मिल जाएंगे, कम बखत तुम्हारी माँ बहनें नहीं है क्या ये, और वो उसको बहुत से लोग मार रहे होंगे, पूछे मैं क्यों मार रहा, ये नहीं पता भाई, वो मार रहा था, मैं भी मार रहा हूँ.
We have put ourselves in this position in our society. When you say a woman in a workplace, the Masi who comes to clean your floors is also a woman in a workplace. These women go to houses where the lady of the house is not often there, the sons are there, the husbands are there, and work behind closed doors, right? But I mean, why does harassment have to be restricted to a desktop job? I
You'd be
mean,
surprised the level of
no, I am
harassment
sure
happening
it
in
is.
those
I'm sure
homes.
it happens
No, but it's
everywhere.
not.
No, it
What you're
does.
saying is
It
that
does.
it's not restricted
does.
to that.
Not at all.
It's spread.
It's not. I don't think harassment is
But-
restricted to the workplace.
that's
It
exactly
is
what Umar is
restricted
saying.
to women
Where does
on all
that need
levels.
go?
Whether it be a masi or whether it be a woman on in a very high position, maybe I don't know.
लेकिन
It
मासियों के
doesn't
पास तो
really
एडवांटेज है
matter.
मासियों की किल्लत इतनी है कि मासी तो कह दी मैं नौकरी छोड़ दूंगी साहब कहता है भाई तू ना जाना
Since we're just touching the domestic thing, there's an organization called ASHA, Alliance Against Sexual Harassment.
Yeah, apparently it's
And
one of the
they-
most active ones in
It's
the
very
region,
active.
yes.
It is very active. They're doing a lot of wonderful stuff for women.
Yeah.
They actually documented that 203 cases reported last year alone were suicides due to domestic harassment.
Suicides
Yes.
due to.
जी
Okay, so we're not. I mean, when you were saying why is it restricted to the
basically-
workplace, it's domestic
अच्छा
harassment.
आशा
too.
जो है उसका काम जैसे लिखा है aims to publicize the issue and assist the government and private sectors to find ways
Yes,
to deal
yes.
तो अगर किसी
They are
के
working big time on trying to fix this whole Hadood ornaments and
तो अगर किसी का ये इशू हो तो वो आशा को अप्रोच कर सकते हैं
absolutely, and get guidance from them.
and Asha is an organization who will
They
basically
will
help
also
you.
get, yeah, legal help and stuff like that.
We live in Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Islamic Jamhuriya Pakistan.
Have something.
यहाँ
to
पर
say
we
about
have a
it.
lot of Islamic values.
Yes.
लेकिन वो तो हमने देखा कि भाई लड़की हुई तो बुरा हुआ वो एक और बात है हमारे इस माहौल में इस एरिया में अनफॉर्चुनेटली अ वुमन मुस्लिम वुमन जिसके बारे में कुरान में पूरी सूरह में कि औरत की इज्जत औरत के हुकूक औरत की बात a woman does not even have the right to decide if she's had enough children or not.
Well, first things first. Okay. In the Quran, it is written that women bear equal rights as men. Okay.
It clearly says in the Quran, I have a quote here from, it's probably one of the surahs, but it doesn't say which surah it is. Man and woman, it says, were created of a single soul.
So that's
And moral equals in the sight of God.
now. Here's the thing: women are given equal right in the sense that they can have their own businesses.
We have the right
Okay.
to divorce.
They have the right to divorce. They have the
inherit
right.
property.
Wait, hang on. They have the right to choose their suitor. Yeah. They can decide. Listen, I think we can only afford to have 2 children. Right?
अफोर्ड की बात है मेरी मर्जी नहीं है भाई बहुत हो
मर्जी नहीं बहुत हो गया ठीक है I can't deal with it.
मेरी कमर टूट रही है।
हाँ I have medical issues I can't do it and the man says yeah right okay but anyway that's something else. Now here's where in my opinion okay women are superior. Okay, the first thing is we all forget where we came from as men in Pakistan. Okay, when we're saying कि यार बच्ची होगी ये तो लड़की हुई बहुत बुरा हुआ है we forget that, oh, hang on a second, we do have mothers. That's the first basic thing that we forget. And again, this is something which is not the देहातों में नहीं होता कि लड़की हो गई है तो बच्चे करो It's happening in our family, in our own family कि भाई लड़की हो रही है नहीं करते जाओ बच्चे पैदा जब तक लड़का
बेटा
होता
नहीं
नहीं
होता।
वो जब लड़का भी पैदा होता है वो निकम्मा होता है
फिर जब बेटा होता है तो थाले आती है
ठीक है
मिठाइयों
ना but anyhow women this is where women surpass men. They bear children. Okay, they have to deal with the menstrual cycle. Okay, they have to deal with bringing up the child in a male predominant society. The element of significance is the fact that yes, it does happen. Why is it that the girls have to dress up in serve tea when someone comes with their rishta? Do you get what I'm saying? Why is it that yes, and actually lower social income groups often especially now that there's, they're getting more educated, the woman and the man is working.